It's up to you, New York, to stay alive this postseason. Hello, everyone, and welcome into sports. I'm Gino Antimarino. If you're a Yankees fan, you're probably hoping that my singing is the worst thing you endure this evening. The Pinstripes are back in action tonight. Matter of fact, right now for Game 2 of the American League Wild Card Series. Now, you know better than most being a Mercyhurst transfer. I know it's a different look to this team, but it's a very aggressive team, and they are very gritty. 9 block shots in this one. As a defender, how do you navigate through the bodies in front to get a shot on goal?
It's not our goal this year. Our goal is to run through a wall to get what we think that belongs to us.
Oh my gosh, I was tempted to run through a wall right in these studios, but I heard from Emma Poper, our executive producer. She told me not to do that or else I would face some serious legal trouble. But maybe that would be the next headline on tomorrow's News Live at 6. Speaking of headlines and walls, Syracuse men's basketball is catching some attention because of their wall-like defense. See what I did there? Last time out against Delaware State, the Orange forced 15 Hornet turnovers and scored 25 points off those giveaways. And now you may be wondering, why are they going out to Vegas? Well, the point of this tournament is to promote NIL, name, image, and likeness. You show up, you get $1 million. You win the whole thing, you get an additional $1 million. I feel like that's a pretty good incentive. If I just had to show up and I'd get $1 million, guys, it could be in the middle of Alaska and I would be there.
Got to ask Gino Antimarino on sports. What would you do with $1 million, Gino?
That's a great question. I think I would buy all the tickets to go watch Syracuse women's basketball and men's basketball, who are off to a great start. Who am I kidding? I would buy a Ferrari, maybe a couple for my parents. Who knows? Adrian Autry loves, he's quick, he's fast, he's agile. He says, get that dog off my lawn. And Syracuse getting that defense and having it lead to offense. I mean, you guys hit the nail on the head, and for that reason, Nathan George is our player of the game. Really just tore it up. 14 points, 8 assists, 5 steals. I mean, he was really getting the job done on both ends of the floor in a game where obviously J.J. Starling goes out. Who was going to step up? It's Nathan George, the transfer from Georgia Tech, who last year finished top 2 in assists, right behind Elliot Cadeau of North Carolina. But Nathan George really showcasing that playmaking and then also scoring. So some great things ahead for Syracuse men's basketball and some great things ahead here on Orange Press Pass. We've got Take Your Pick with my analysts when we come back. You won't want to miss it. It's game time here in our Citrus TV studios.
And a lot of players from Mercyhurst, international transfers or international recruits, and that's something Mike Sisti has done a really good job of. Right, Gino?
You're absolutely right, Andrew. If you remember this Mercyhurst team from a year ago, this team looks completely different. You hit the nail on the head. 14 new players into the program this year for the Lakers. But what's really notable about this Mercyhurst recruiting is Coach Sisti goes from all over the place. Just 4 Americans on this team. I'll let you guess who the most representation is coming from. That's Canada. Sweden has 3, Finland has 3. Julia Shaline, you guys talked about it. The lone goal scorer who's got both goals for the Lakers in this one. One of 3 representatives from Finland, Austria, Hungary, South Korea, and Germany, all representing this Mercyhurst team. And Coach Sisti talks about it. You got to get the best players where you can get them. We don't care where we are getting them from. And I asked Coach Sisti, when you bring in so many new players, and it's varying in age and demographic, does your coaching style change? And he says, listen, after 27 years of doing this, your coaching style has to change a little bit to adapt with each group that comes in. But one thing that stays the same year in and year out is the standard to which I expect my players to play at here at Mercyhurst, guys.
Hockey Fights Cancer Weekend, and for more, we send things down ringside with Gino Antimarino.
Guys, the name on the front of the jersey means a whole heck of a lot more than the name on the back. However, this weekend, that saying could be flipped with it being Hockey Fights Cancer here at Tennedy Ice Pavilion. Syracuse Ice Hockey posted a video on social media yesterday with the players and coaches holding up signs of the different family members and friends who have been affected with this horrific disease. And head coach Brittany Smith talked about her mother and how important it is for her, her family, and the rest of this Syracuse community. If you're coming to the game today or tomorrow, as soon as you walk into the building, you'll see a QR code that you can scan, and it'll take you right to hockeyfightscancer.com where you can donate today. And if you're not going to be at the games, you can still go to hockeyfightscancer.com and make a donation. Tomorrow, a ceremonial puck drop. That's with Erin Engelhart, who's an SU alum and a learning coach here at the Center for Disability Resources on the campus of SU. She's a huge Syracuse ice hockey fan. She battled breast cancer back in 2023. Her kids will be at the game. They're huge Syracuse fans, so it should be an excellent, excellent game tomorrow as well as today. So make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's game as well. But guys, it goes back to what I'm saying. This weekend, it's more about the names of those who are battling this disease than it is about the name on the front of the jersey of a game we all love. Guys? Well, in case you missed what Grace said earlier about the weather forecast for the rest of the day, let me fill you in. Around 50 degrees, partly cloudy, and orange and blue skies, baby. Welcome into sports. I'm Gino Antimarino. The New York Knicks have game 1 of the regular season in about 40 minutes. They take on the Cleveland Cavaliers from Madison Square Garden. And new Knicks head coach Mike Brown says he's pretty thrilled to be in the Big Apple.
But to be there for a real game, or however you want to call it, and really hear the fans, feel the fans, see Celebrity Row. I mean, it's going to be amazing. My mom's going to be there too. My mom and my sister. So they're going to be there with the rest of my family. So.
Well, then hopefully coach and company can get the win for the fam. The Knicks are starting off the season handicapped, though, literally. New York big man Mitchell Robinson and scrappy swingman Josh Hart are both out, while Karl Anthony Towns is doubtful and OG Anunoby is probable. The Cavaliers also have some injuries to deal with. Guard Darius Garland, a 20-point-per-game scorer a year ago, is also a game-time decision. We'll see who steps up tonight. Opening tip is at 7. Moving from the hardwood to the ice, the Buffalo Sabres are also in action this evening. They host the Detroit Red Wings at 7:30, and let me tell you, these Red Wings are red hot. Just one loss for Detroit through 6 games, as well as sporting a top 10 offense in the league. Buffalo tries to right the ship after a shaky start, though, dropping 4 of its first 6 games. Another major test for the Sabres this evening. Well, speaking of major tests, you could say Syracuse football has a midterm this weekend. The Orange traveled down to Atlanta for a date with number 7 Georgia Tech. Cuse head coach Fran Brown acknowledges the challenges this upcoming matchup presents.
Well, excited about the week that we got ahead of us. We get a chance to go and play against Georgia Tech, number 7 team in the country. It's a great opportunity for the players, myself, the fan base, just for everybody to get the opportunity to go and compete against a really good football team.
Coach Brown, always optimistic. Love the word opportunity there. Syracuse football has its opportunity to take down one of the best teams in college football this Saturday at noon. Boy, I love that music. And you know what that means. It's time for another Orange Press Pass. Josh Allman, Rahil Jaswal, Gino Antimarino here with you, breaking down a big-time win for Syracuse to open up the season. 85-47, the Orange take it over the Bearcats in a game where Syracuse had its biggest margin of victory in an opener since 2014, a game where Syracuse never trailed. Rahil, I'll start with you. The Orange clearly looked like the better team in this one.
Yeah, certainly much better than what it was last year. And mainly, Josh, athleticism is key. You finally saw it this whole offseason. Autry talked about wanting to play quick, what he couldn't do last year because of the limitations of the roster. He finally went out, got some guys in the portal that can move, are strong, athletic, a little bigger, a little stronger. And it showed tonight, real positive signs for the Orange, even though it is Binghamton.
Well, I'm going to go against you a little bit. A little bigger, a little stronger. How about a little smaller?
Yeah.
They played small tonight in comparison to last year. Remember Eddie Lampkin down low, 6'11", was more than 270 pounds, basically. Well, he struggled with that athleticism, but tonight and starting this season, it's going to be William Kyle at the center position, only 6'9", scored 16 points tonight. Donnie Freeman, the same height as well, playing power forward, led the team tonight with 20 points. So playing smaller, and so far, it's working out.
You guys both hit the nail on the head. Returners with Donnie Freeman coming back, having an excellent game, but then also some of the new faces really getting in on the mix. So let's not waste any more time. Let's see how this went down at the JMA Wireless Dome. To start things off, Syracuse with an excellent start in this one. As you can see here, J.J. Starling, righty dribble, throwing it up. How you doing? William Kyle throwing it down. 8-0 Syracuse, 2.5 minutes played, but unfortunately, that was all you were really going to see from J.J. Starling, who you can see right there clasping his right hamstring. He went back to the locker room, came back, watched the rest of the game from the sideline, and speaking of more ugly, you can say, for the Orange, the three-pointers, Rahil, just continue to be a struggle for Syracuse.
Yeah, Gino, similar to last year, but the reason they didn't need it was because of this man right here, Nathan George. What a debut for him in the Dome.
Getting it done on both ends of the floor, 5 steals, 14 points, and oh yeah, how about 8 assists, including this one right here to Donnie Freeman, who flushed it. The returner in this one with J.J. Starling out, Josh, he looked really good, leading all players in scoring.
Yeah, Donnie Freeman, his season was cut short last year due to a lower body injury, but wanted to start this one strong, and he certainly did tonight.
Betsy knocking down that three you saw just moments ago, the Cincinnati transfer. And how about Kyan Anthony? Welcome to the Dome, 32-14, Syracuse on top of Binghamton, heading into the break. And Nathan George picking up right where things left off. The shooting from beyond the arc got a little bit better from beyond. 3 for 9 in the second after shooting 1 for 12 from 3 in the first. But Kyan Anthony, Rahil, 15 points today. He looked like a stud.
Yeah, Gino, he really came alive in the second half. He started out a little nervous, but a great start to his career in Orange.
William Kyle, you talked about him, Josh, 16 points today, 8 for 9 shooting, just a presence down low.
I'm excited to see what he brings. Again, it's a little different from last season with a smaller guy all the way down low, as you said, at center, and he looked good tonight.
Absolutely, and speaking of looking good, Nathan George with a triple to end the game, 85-47, the final score. And Syracuse just flat out dominated from start to finish. You can see the numbers right there. Demetrius Lilly, the star player for Binghamton, actually had a really good game himself, 17 points, 6 for 13. Also had himself 13 rebounds, but it wasn't enough to take down Syracuse, regardless of not having J.J. Starling.